Global Hyatt Corporation is one of the world's premier hotel companies, setting the standard for luxury accommodations and service. Their innovative approach keeps them at the forefront of the competitive hospitality industry. And as an employer of choice, they are once again leading the way, utilizing assistive technology to accommodate the special needs of disabled workers. Much of Hyatt's success is credited to a corporate culture based on the core values of integrity, compassion, and excellence. These guiding principles are behind everything they do: the way they serve their guests, the way they treat their employees, and the way they manage their company. Nowhere is this culture more apparent than in their commitment to diversity, which has aggressively targeted an often overlooked segment of our society: persons with disabilities. From Hyatt's mandated Focus on Abilities training program to their swift embrace of the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, Hyatt has consistently supported the disabled, not only as hotel guests, but also as internal guests, aka employees. Hyatt has found the right recipe for creating an environment of acceptance and comfort for a progressively diverse population. Persons with disabilities are affected by a 70% unemployment rate for those actively searching for work. Hyatt knows that this loyal workforce makes an enormous contribution when given the opportunity, but often candidates have limitations that restrict the capacity of their employment. In an effort to remove these barriers, Hyatt is utilizing assistive technology with qualified candidates, allowing them the necessary tools to excel in the workplace. Assistive technology is the key to moving many disabled people into productive careers and oftentimes re-engaging them in a social environment as well.
Technology is changing every single day, and not only in our industry, but obviously in the world. And where Hyatt, I think, has been successful is again being open to explore the technologies that are available, whether that's software, hardware, mobility devices, things that will enable somebody to be successful in their role. It's leveraging that person for that available amount of time in whatever they can do, and being flexible in terms of how we can use that talent and labor within our communities.
In 1998, Hyatt partnered with Hands-On Educational Services to provide a training program in the culinary arts for people with all types of disabilities. The training program offers 100 hours of reality-based culinary training over a 2-week period. During this time, trainees work as temporary employees of the Hyatt, earning not only valuable employment skills, but a paycheck as well. This partnership has provided valuable job skills to hundreds of disabled people and has also provided the Hyatt with a vast pool from which to hire. For those trainees seeking employment elsewhere, the program offers a support system through job references and referrals. The details of recruiting trainees, managing their special needs, and other tasks necessary to run the program are handled by John Ficca, the Hands-On Education Program Director. This allows the HR manager and executive chef to handle their day-to-day operations without adding to their responsibilities. If you'd like more information on hands-on education, visit their website at www.handsoneducation.net.
We began the program at the Grand Hyatt Tampa Bay, and one of our first students was Richard Sabb. Richard is a wheelchair-bound paraplegic who wanted to be a cook, and he's been one for the last 9 years. In order to be able to function in the kitchen like everyone else, Richard was outfitted with a special standing wheelchair that allows him to use the same tables and equipment as his co-workers. The design of the chair is really simple. It's basic physics and hydraulics, yet it allows Richard the ability to stand, which allows him the ability to work in a kitchen.
The stand-up wheelchair has done amazing things for me. First of all, it was one of the first chairs that was made for standing up in the culinary field.
He is an inspiration through all of the challenges he's overcome, and when anybody works with Richard or hears a story or sees Richard, they think, gee, you know, the challenges I have to overcome aren't so bad. And he helps them strive to be better and achieve their goals.
And I would suggest to anybody, you know, would have a disability or anything like that, I would suggest that they stay positive and, you know, feel that, you can do anything. Just don't look back. Always look forward.
Another progressive technology being used by Hyatt Hotels is JAWS, or Jobs Access with Speech software. Developed in 1989 for the visually impaired, this application reads the computer screen to users, making computers and computer-related employment accessible for those with visual impairments. The developer of JAWS technology offers a professional version with a customizable interface, which allows the software to interact with a variety of applications. Hyatt has found that vision is a matter of perception.
The callers that call in, they can't tell that they're speaking to someone that's visually impaired. With the work that she does, it's really a seamless transition. She doesn't take any longer than any other operator to answer and to transfer a call.
I use JAWS, which is the screen reading software for the visually impaired. I use Teletalk, which is also a screen reading software, but it's mainly for just the numbers that show up on the switchboard. It's like transferring the numbers from the switchboard to the computer and then into my ear saying, okay, 6119 is calling now. And that's a different voice from JAWS, so it's like I'd be listening to two different voices in my left ear, and then in my right ear I have the people talking to me from the phone.
And she even went as far as to memorize most of the extensions. And that is one of the reasons she is so fast, because she's able to transfer a call and she doesn't have to look up, okay, what extension is that person's desk located at? She already knows.
This job at Hyatt has changed my life because it showed me a lot about being more responsible, a lot about being organized, and about having a purpose. Because before I found this job, I really was down on myself as a blind individual because I didn't want to be just another person without a career. I wanted to do something in my life, and even if it's something as simple as answering the phone, I'm still helping the guests, I'm still making a difference.
Assistive technology is also making a difference for Maria Del Campo. Maria is one of the many hearing-impaired employees working at the Grand Hyatt Tampa Bay. As a pastry cook, Maria uses a simple vibrating timer to keep watch over her baked goods. This simple, affordable aid allows Maria to work with the same tools as her hearing coworkers. For many disabled candidates, the accommodations needed are not costly or difficult, and the payoff is substantial. Charles Byrne is a 10-year veteran with Hyatt and was recruited straight out of college. Charles started as an entry-level employee 10 years ago and was recently promoted to assistant controller at Hyatt Regency Airport Orlando.
The accommodations that we made for Charles were very minimal. We had to rearrange some of the furniture in his office, and we had to change some of the desks in the accounting department just so there would be more room for him to come in and out of the department. But they were changes that really didn't cost us anything extra other than just rearranging furniture. We did have to lower some shelves in his department as well as lower his inbox so he could reach it. But again, very minimal changes that we needed to make.
One of my things is I don't believe in the word normal. I think everybody has their own disability, but you may not see it in a lot of people, and some you can. You got to separate yourself from what people look like, what their limitations are, and see if they can do the job. They may not do the job in one way, but they may work hard to do it in another way.
Another great example of addressing special needs with simple measures is Maria Rodriguez, who works for Hyatt Regency Miami. Maria is a little person with a big spirit.
I've been here working at the Hyatt for like a year, since March 2007. It was funny because I always wanted to work in a hotel. I'm studying travel and tourism, so I was interested in the hospitality. So I had a friend that was already working at the Hyatt, and she's like, oh, there's a position at the front desk. And I was like, okay, so I'm interested in, let's go. And I'm glad that I'm working here at the Hyatt, that they gave me the opportunity. Yes, they had no problem. When I told my friend, I told her, tell the HR lady that I am small, that I'm little, because the front desk is pretty big. And I remember these are the words of the lady. She's like, that's nothing. It's okay. So I was like, wow, it's too good to be true.
There is nothing that Maria cannot do. She's able to handle every aspect of taking care of our guests. Our guests think she's a great smile and very efficient. She's a very intelligent person, which is exactly what you need to be at the front desk to be able to just take care of anything. And we know that when Maria is at the front desk, we know that our guests are taken care of.
I think I can do everything that my coworkers can do. And we all help each other. I help them, they help me. I don't see a difference. I don't see myself different from them. It's just, it's just I need a stool to get to be a little bit higher than the desk.
From the most basic devices to more complex technologies, resources available today make employment viable for many disabled candidates. Hyatt is a perfect example of an employer using assistive technology to their fullest advantage, and that's why they are successfully employing the disabled community.